Alright, this is how our problem reads. It says a point on a terminal side of an angle is given. Find the exact value of all 6 trig functions. So this is the point 2, -1. I like to refer to these as XYR problems because this is an ordered pair. I already know that x is equal to 2 and I know y is equal to -1. If it's an XYR problem, the part that I'm missing is the r. So in order to find r, you just use Pythagorean theorem. We know that x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. So in our case that would be 2 squared plus -1 squared is equal to r squared, or 4 plus 1 is equal to r squared, or it comes out that r is equal to square root of 5. Typically if you take the square root it would have to be plus or minus, but we're going to say that the radius has to be positive. Okay, so I know x is 2. This is kind of the critical information that I know to start with. And I can solve all my problems using these now that I know x is 2, y is -1, and r is equal to square root of 5. They ask me here to find all 6 trig functions. So to start with, remember that sine of theta is y over r, and its reciprocal is cosecant of theta, and that would be actually r over y. Then we have cosine of theta, which would be x over r, and its reciprocal function is the secant of theta, and that would be r over x. Then we have tangent of theta, and that would be y over x, and we have cotangent of theta, which will be x over y. All right, we really did all the work because we already found all the parts. Now I just fill in the blanks. Since sine of theta is y over r, it'll just be -1 over square root of 5. Probably the trickiest part is it's kind of bad math manners to leave the radical in the denominator, so I just rationalize the denominator by multiplying the numerator and denominator kind of by that offending part. So it comes out to be negative square root of 5 over 5. And you might ask, do I have to rationalize the denominator? Well, if you go to Cypress Woods High School, your test is going to be multiple choice, and they only put it in the best form. So yes, I would say the answer would be yes. You have to rationalize it. So since cosecant is just r over y, it will be r, which is square root of 5, over y, which is -1, which is really just negative square root of 5. So that was what cosecant would be. Cosine is x over r, which would be 2 over the square root of 5. Once again, I'd have to rationalize the denominator. So this would be 2 root 5 over, remember square root of 5 times square root of 5 is square root of 25, and the square root of 25 is indeed 5. So that would be the answer for cosine of theta. Secant, remember, is r over x, so it would just be square root of 5 over 2. Since the radical is in the denominator, is in the numerator, you don't have to rationalize there. That would be your answer to that one. Tangent is y over x, so it would just be -1 over 2. And cotangent is x over y, so it would be 2 over -1, which kind of just reduces to be -2. There would be, on your test, they're not going to ask you probably to do all 6 of them in one problem. Oh, sorry. They're not going to ask you to do all 6 of them in one problem. They'll probably just ask you for one of them, but this would cover all the cases.